Well, welcome everybody. Tonight's plan is we're going to go through several songs. I selected about 10 songs, and I think we're going to be able to go through about 7 of them tonight in the time that we've got. We're going to be on here for about an hour and a quarter, hour and a half maybe. But we're going to be playing things slowly so that we can try out some of the tabs and that you'll be able to join us and play along with us. What the tabs are is this is what I have been generating for myself for when we lead the bug jams. So I'm not a bass player. I'm a bass player in that I have learned how to play the uBass, and I've been doing so for about 8 years now. But these tabs, I'm learning how to write out tabs, and some of the other notes are just ways that I write things out so that I can know what the patterns are that I want to play. So that's what I'm offering you here. It's not notation or anything like that. Last month or 2 months ago, we did the bass ukulele workshop, and we're going to be building on that. But tonight is not so much of a workshop, but more of a slow jam to play along. Really slow. And we're playing them much slower than we would normally play at a slow jam, because sometimes it's more difficult with reading tab and getting your fingers in the place where you want them to be, and to sort of keep up with what we're doing. So we are going to be playing it slowly, and we will occasionally ask you, is it too slow? Is it too elementary for what you'd like, or are we going too fast? So you can let us know. Sharon is our Zoom wizard tonight. She's going to be doing the screen share. What she has shared on the screen right now is the Bass Ukulele Songbook, version 4. What I'm going to be doing is, as we go along with Bug, I'm going to start putting together a songbook that'll include bass tabs. So this started off with about 7 songs. We're now up to, there's probably about 15 or 20 songs in there. So I'm just going to start adding things over time. Oh, I guess there's more than 15 or 20. There's probably over 20. I'm going to be adding things as we go along, so you may want to check back periodically and just see what's in there, and if there's a song you wanted to look at, or at some point in the future you may say, oh, if you were doing another slow jam for the bass, I'd like to if we could work on this song, whatever it is. So I'm going to keep updating this as time goes on. So is everybody tuned? You've had a chance to tune yourselves up, EADG, and what we're going to do, we're going to start off tonight with Roll Over Beethoven. So this is going to give your fingers a bit of a workout, because you're going to be stretching your fingers to do these, follow this tab. As we're doing this tab for Roll Over Beethoven, what you see on the screen there right now for the tab, up at the very top there's 2 bars of D. That is just the intro, and then below that it says typical uBass. That is the pattern of the tablature that we're going to be using throughout all the verses. And we're going to start with this tab here. We're going to play through 3 verses, and then we're going to stop because we get to another segment. There's like a bridge, and there's something a little bit different there. So instead of going through and showing you everything right now, and then we start playing, and then we get to the bridge and you say, oh, what did he say about that? So when we get to the end of this, the 3rd verse down here, we're going to stop. The words are small. That's just so that we can fit it all in. You can still see the tab. And then you can see that when we get to the bridge, the pattern changes. So it's more of a pedaling that's going to be happening on that, but I'll explain that in a few minutes when we get to that. So, and then after we do that pedaling, we go back to the typical uBass pattern that we started off with. So if we can go back up to the beginning, and what I'd like to just talk about in here is the pattern that we're going to be doing. There are several ways that different ways you can play this, but what I have concentrated on putting it in here is so that the pattern is the same, whether you're playing it for a D chord, a G7 chord, or the A chord. So the pattern, the way your fingers move is the same. The other thing that you'll notice with the count on here, we're doing this in 2/4 times. So there's 2 counts, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 counts for each bar. And when you look at the tab there, underneath it is the count of 1, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You'll also notice just before the 2 there is a little A, letter A. And that is the way that you count in 16th notes. So what we're going to be playing there is our first note is going to be on the 3rd string 5th fret. I better turn up the bass here. So that's 1. Then we count and ah. And on ah we play the 2nd string 4th fret. On the 2 we play the 2nd string 7th fret. And then back down to the 4th. So it's a way of counting. So it's 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. And on the A2 we play 4, 7. So it gives it a bit of a syncopated feel. So to start off this song, it's going to sound something like this. And that's going to be the typical bass pattern. For the D chord, we're starting on the root, the bass note, which is the A5, 3rd string 5th fret. That's our D chord. And the pattern is 2nd string 4, 7, 4. When we go to the G7 chord, we play the root, which is D5. That is the G. And then the same pattern. And then back to the D root. Okay? The only thing that's a little bit different here, all of that is based on the 5th fret, except when we get to the A7. And that's where we go up to the 2nd string 7th fret, which is the A note, that's our root. And then we play G6, G9, and back to G6. And then we're back to the D root. So hopefully that makes all sense to all of you.
And we're going to do it really slow.
We're going to
so
do it
that
slowly.
Hopefully, and then you can let us know after if it was too slow, too fast.
So we're going to do 3 verses, which the 2 bars of opening, and then 3 verses, which is that tablature that's written there. We're going to be repeating that 3 times. And then we're going to stop. Okay? This is our tempo. Now I'm just going to put you on uke cam, just so that you can see what I'm playing here. Okay, we're ready here.
1, 2, 1, 2. Now write a little letter, gonna mail it to my local DJ. It's a rockin' little record I want my jockey to play. Roll over Beethoven, I gotta hear it again today. You know my temperature's rising and the jukebox blows a fuse. My heart's beating rhythm and my soul keeps a singing the blues. Roll over Beethoven and tell Tchaikovsky the news. I got a rockin' pneumonia, I need a shot of rhythm and blues. Ooh, I think I got it off the writer sitting down by the rhythm review. Roll over Beethoven, we're rocking in 2 by 2.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. How is that feeling for everybody? Let me just put it on view so I can see if...
Listen to the guitar. What is you turned up to usually? It wasn't turned on.
9.
9?
Yeah, 9 o'clock. So, was that a fairly good speed for everybody? Is there thumbs up? We're good there? Okay. The next section we get into here is what is usually referred to as pedaling. And that's basically the same whether you're playing a uBass or a bass ukulele, standard bass or an upright contrabass. So pedaling is when you're just sort of pedaling on one note. So it's just repeating that.
Turn on the.
What?
You're going to turn on your.
It is on.
Okay.
So, and you can see with the count on here, before we had the 1 and a 2 and now we've got 1 E and so 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. And that, again, this is how you count in 16th notes. So with this, we're doing with the 1 E and 1 E and oh. 1 E and 2, 1 E and a 2. Oh my God! This is like trying to tell how to walk.
1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a.
Yeah. So what we're doing there is we're pedaling on that. Now there's several ways you can do it with the left hand. You're just playing the note. So it's A5 that we're playing. We're pedaling on A5 on the D chord. You can either play it with the one finger, and you can 1, 2, 3, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a, or you can use two fingers. So you're walking 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. Or the other way that I sometimes do it is I use the one finger and I strike down and then up. So when it's coming up, my finger is going underneath the string and lifting the string up with my nail. Whoops, not that hard. But that is one way that I do it, and I find it a little bit easier. So with this one, what we would be doing is 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2, and then we walk down. So if we're playing it fast, those notes are very quick going in there because they are 16th notes. But we're going to do this slowly so you can get the feel of this. So again, on the D note, the root we're playing is the A5. When we get to the G, we're playing the root on D5. We go back to the D, so A5, and then the A7, we go down to the E5, and then back up to the D note. So this is where it helps if you know the notes, if you start to learn the notes on your ukulele so that you know D, okay, that's going to be A5, or D open, the second string open. So you want to be able to get to know the notes on your ukulele. The little rundown that happens in this is always on D754. So whether you're playing the D note, and then you go to the G, back to the D, A. Okay, so let's give this a try.
So are we going to go through this right to the end, or do we stop again?
No, let's go through right to the end.
All right.
So once we get through this little section, which is just this little bridge, these 6 lines of verse here, then we go back to that typical uBass pattern that we had, which was syncopated. With the exception, Sharon, if you could scroll down to the end, down to the outro. When we get to the end, we play it in straight time. You can see here it's still in that syncopated rhythm, that 1 and 2. But when we get to the outro, they just do it, Chuck Berry, or actually it's the Beatles that we're copying here, they just do it in straight time. So instead of that syncopated, they're just going, makes it very simple. Okay? So that's the only thing that's different on the last hand. So we're going to do this little bridge, and we're going to go right through to the end. Okay, and here we go.
1, 2, 1. Well, if you feel it and like it, Well, get your lover and reel and rock it. Roll it over and move on now. Just a trifle further and a reel and a rock it. Roll it over, roll over Beethoven. A rockin' in 2x2.
We're back to that syncopated rhythm. Up to the 7th. D5.
Well, early in the morning, I'm a-giving you the warning. Don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Hey, diddle, diddle, I was playing my fiddle. Ain't got nothing to lose. Roll over Beethoven and tell Tchaikovsky the news. You know she winks like a glowworm, dances like a spinning top. She's got a crazy partner, ought to see 'em reel and rock. Long as she got a dime, the music will never stop. Well, roll over
Straight time.
Beethoven. Yeah, roll over Beethoven.
D.
Roll
Onto
over
the D.
Beethoven. Well, roll over Beethoven. Roll
Up to the
over
7th.
Beethoven. Dig to these rhythm and blues.
D. All right. Okay, how was that for everybody? Was it good? Something that you may have noticed, I may have made a few mistakes there. If you noticed, if you heard the notes, the mistakes. Because I'm looking at the notes, I'm looking at what you guys are, what I can see from you guys do at the screen, and I'm sort of, my fingers are tripping here, plus I'm nervous and it's hot. So anyway, the key thing is when you're playing the bass, if you make a mistake, just try and keep the rhythm going, and if you miss the beat, then you can pick it up right away, or you can add a little grace note. You can add one of those one-iandas in there, just to sort of, if you miss getting in there, you know, you can add some, you can feel it. You can sort of let your heart take over and play for you. So
Especially when you're in a jam group, right? You don't have to worry about it because they won't be able to hear all those little mistakes anyway, and you'll
Yeah.
be playing fast. It'll be good.
okay.
What's next? Was that too slow for you guys? I know for some it may have been, but was it okay?
And the volume of the uBass is great.
Okay.
Good.
What next, Mark?
Next, we're going to do Stuck in the Middle with You. So, this one, there's quite a distinctive beat that goes along with this one. We'll just let Sharon get up to it here. I'm going to just explain what we're doing in here, and then we're going to we will play right through from the beginning to the end without stopping. But there's a few things in here. I've given two options as far as tablature goes, option A and option B. Option A, I believe, is a little simpler. Option B is what you may hear more of a regular bass player playing, where they're going to be down playing a little bit lower, whereas we're going to be playing. Okay, we're playing up there. Now, option B, the fingering is a little bit more difficult if you're really new to the bass playing, but instead of going in option A, it's going bum bum ba 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 bum. With the option B, it's going bum 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 bum. It's sort of going down. The other thing that you'll notice in the option B is there is another grace note on the 2 and 3. At A3, there's 2 twos there. So it's that one. That grace note can also be added in option A. So you go 0 0 4 4 2 4 2. But I left option A as a little simpler for most people to play with. But I'm going to leave it up to you whether you want to play the option A or option B. But I think option A is a little bit easier to play. But I put up the option B there just in case somebody wanted to give it a try. The pattern is basically the same all the way through. Nothing really changes except when we get to, there is a bridge where there is some more pedaling, and I'll discuss that in just a second. But what I did want to mention is in the verses, if you could scroll down a little bit, Sharon, please. That's good right there. Those, the pattern that we're going to be doing goes through all the D's, and then we have the G's, where the G7 chord, so we're up onto the D5, and then the same fingering. Now with this one, when we're going up, I should have explained this. Sorry, Sharon, could you go back down a bit? I want to see option A. To option A. No, the other.
You sit
yeah.
down.
Yeah, sorry.
It's hard, eh?
It is hard. With the G7 chord, you'll see the fingering for that is D5, and then G4, 7, 9, 7. So with that one, you have to walk from the D5, G4, G7, G9, and then back down. It's a little bit more difficult than the D chord one, where we're just, oh, sorry. Oh. Bum bum ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum bum. With the G7 chord, we have to go so that we have to stretch up there. Now you can do that two ways. You could either, so I'm leaving my first finger on the seventh fret, and then my third finger up onto the 9th fret. So bum 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 bum. Or you can go and then slide up and slide down. There's all different ways you could do this, but I'll leave it up to you to find out what's best for you. So the G7 chord, we do have to move up there 4 7 9 7 4. So a little bit more awkward to do, but it'll come with practice. So again, Sharon, if you could scroll down, just so I can see that verse again. So you see that the first line is D, second line is D, third line is the G7 chord, and then we go back to the D chord. The next line, A7, C, and G. There is no tab written out for that. So when we get to that, it's going to be clouds to the left of me, jokers to the right. So we're just playing those root notes in there. So you can play at either A up on the D string on 7th fret, or you can play an open A on the 3rd string, and then C and G, 3rd fret, 3rd and 4th string. You can also play it up on the D string, so that we go clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and jokers is on the G string, 5th fret, and then to get to the G, we just go from the 1st string down to the 2nd string for the G, and then we're back into the pattern. Okay, so the pattern is the same all through the song, except for that one line that says with the A7, C, and the G, and in that we're just playing the root note. And you can play it once, you can play it twice, you can let the music get in your soul and you can feel it. After the verses, we get into another section where there is some pedaling, like we had before. You'll see it there. We're just going to be pedaling on the G note, and then we go back into the. And I should. Oh, Sharon. Yes, there we are. So the pedaling. Then we have our bass. Now the next second line down where you see cowbell. I'm going to be throwing in a bit of cowbell because that's what they use. That's what Steeler's Wheel uses in this song. The bass player is going to play that D note on the A5. So what's in brackets there is you can play your bass note in there. So you start on the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's in brackets there, if you're not playing the bass, or if you're playing bass and cowbell, you'll play the first A and do the cowbell after that. Another A and then cowbell. So you have to be a bassist and a percussionist in this band. And that's it. So let's go back to the beginning and we'll give it a go.
Is Sharon leaving the tab up? Like they won't see the verses? Is she leaving the option A? I forget what we discussed.
We didn't.
Okay.
The tab will...
Leave the tab up. You just won't see the
second verse.
The second verse, but you'll hear me sing it, and then Sharon can scroll up to the next.
And then from then on, you will see the tab and the verses as we go along there.
Okay, let's do this, Mark. The lead singer almost left.
You can't leave. You cannot leave. You can sit down, but you can't leave. We got a bass beat with this too. Ready, Sue.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I really don't. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Lose control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Now we pedal.
Well, you started off with nothing, and you're proud that you're a self-made man. And your family all come crawling,
1, 2, 3, 4.
slapped you on the back and say, please, please.
Back to the bass.
Trying to make some sense of it all, but I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go to sleep on the floor? I don't think that I can take any more. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And you started off with nothing, and you're proud that you're
4,
a
5, 6,
self-made
7, 8.
man.
Boom, boom.
And
Pedal.
your family all come crawling, slap you on the back and say, please. Please.
3, 4.
Wait, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down those stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. 'Cause I'm stuck in the middle with you.
Keep the D going. D riff.
Stuck in the middle with you. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
One more. D. Oh. So, is everybody stuck in the middle of that one?
Thank you so much, Sue and Mark. It's a
You're
great
welcome.
skill to learn. I'm going to say goodbye, but I'll see you next time.
Okay, bye,
Bye,
Glenn.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Go
Bye.
Jets!
Okay. So, everybody okay with that? Did you have fun playing with that one there? It's kind of a neat rhythm. And
Too fast, too slow.
would you like it to have been up to speed?
It's hard to play slow.
It was just great for me.
Good.
Just right? Good. Okay. Next song we're going to do is Sway. We're going to make it a little bit different. Instead of all this finger work, this is going to be something just a little bit different. With this one, what I wanted to show you with this was the how you can do give a syncopated feel to it, and use the ability to mute your strings to give a bit of a feel to the piece that you're playing. With Sway, the way I've written this up here, there's 0 M on the A string. So that's an open A string. And what the M is for is to mute it. So with the left hand, I'm going to play the A and then just lightly cover the strings to stop them from ringing. And it's sort of like a
Staccato note.
So it gives it that sort of it's a staccato note, and it gives it a bit of that with the syncopated note following that. It gives it a bit of a Latin feel to it. Now you can just do the open A and let it ring on, or you can add the fifth, and that's what on the E string, open E, that's what that is. That's the low 5. So it sounds something like. Okay, so the opening line, the intro there would be A, E, A, and then we have a stop because there's a down arrow. Then we get into the verse and we're on the D. So with you're playing the 3rd string 5th fret for your D chord. So we play D, mute it by just taking the pressure off the string, and then back on, and then the root. And you get your hips moving, and you can have fun doing this. So this is just to show you a bit of what we can do with by using our bass like percussion. Okay, we're using it to give a percussive feel to the piece. Basically, all of this takes place on the A string, so A5, A0, and A7. And the 5th is always 1 string below on the same fret for the low 5. When we get to the bridge, if we could scroll down, Sharon, to the bridge, I just want to mention something with that. When we get to this, the notes that are in that tab there for the bridge, this is for other dancers, maybe on the floor. It happens here, it happens again in an instrumental that's going to come along after one more verse. Those are suggestions. Okay? So the tab isn't written in for the bridge there, so what you're looking at when you get to the bridge is look at the chords and play the root note on your bass. If we can go back up to the tab for the bridge. Isn't Sharon good at doing this? Up more. That's the tab for the verse. I want the tab for the bridge. There we go. Up there. The notes that I've got written out in there. So for the G, we're playing E3, which is the root. And then you can add a high 5, which is the A5. They are suggestions. What I want you to be able to do through the bridge here is play the root, but then add some grace notes. Add a 5 high, or if you're playing the C, you're on A3. You can drop in a low root. So that would be A3 would be the C, and the low root would be E3 for G. So in the bridge area, both here, look at the root note that you're going to be playing. If it's a G, G7 chord, C chord, E7 chord, play the root note and add some other grace notes in there to just sort of give it some feel. You'll get a feel for it that you're. Other dancers may be on the floor. You know, you'll just walk around like that. This is a suggestion. It's not written in stone. So you don't have to follow this until we get to the last 2 bars. With the A, you're going to end that off with a 1, 2, 3, and then go to the E on the A7. So let's give it a try. You got your kazoo there.
Is that fan's not too loud? Were you going to turn it off, or?
I can.
No, I was just asking whether you mentioned about turning it off earlier.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
We have a drum beat for
We're
this.
going right the way through, right?
We're going to go right the way through.
Yippee!
She doesn't like it when I talk too much.
You can never accuse me of that, right, guys?
Right. So you hear we have that Latin feel. So this is what you want to feel with your bass. You want to feel that.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah. I gotta get my foot on this pedal because I'm gonna be stopping this. Ready?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What? Malfunction here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good now.
1.
Oh, sorry, one other thing. Sorry. You'll notice there on the second verse it says bass in. Normally when we're playing this in a group situation or out in public or whatever, the ukes lead off with the intro on the first verse, and then I bring the bass in on that second verse just to give it some dynamics.
Dynamics.
Yeah.
Dynamics.
Dynamic.
Okay, let's go.
So, but we're going to play right from the beginning. Since this is a slow jam here, we're going to bass is in right from the beginning. Forget that bass in part.
1, 2, 3, 4. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway, like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending in the breeze. Bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor here, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have the magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now.
Just feel it.
thrill as only you know how. Sway, sway me now. Cha-cha-cha.
Okay. So were people's hips moving there? Were you grooving with the beat? Yeah.
Nobody's opening up.
Nobody's opening up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Come on, you guys.
Okay. Now, the next thing, similar to what we just did there, which we're just going to do a little bit of, is V'là le bon vent, French song. Just to get a bit of a feeling for the same sort of idea of muting the strings, using the bass as both a bass ukulele, but also as a percussive instrument. So with this one, there's not too much tab in there because we're just following the root and playing the fifth, and in this case we'll be playing a low five. And again with this we're sort of la la bon bon. So by using your left hand, you can slap, or not slap, but you're gently hitting the fretboard. Sorry, get that low. I'm holding it up like this so you can see it, but my uke cam is down here. Let me come up a little bit here. So by playing the open A, and then just use your hand to sort of to mute the string, but also give it enough force so that you hit it, that you hear it. An example of this is when you see the upright bass players. They have their bass there, and they're hitting the things, and they're hitting the fretboard. They're hitting it both with left and right hands to get a percussive feel, and that's what we want to try and get with this, to make it feel like you're sitting around a campfire. Some people are hitting the log or a pot or something like that. You can get that sort of feel with this. After the refrain, it goes into a call and response verse, and at the end of that verse, we have those E7s. And with that, that's A7 you're playing. So it's, you are just playing the root, which is A7, and then the low 5, which is the E7. We've got 4 bars happening there. So first bar, root, low 5. Second bar, root, low 5. Third, root, low 5. And then the fourth bar we're going to walk down. And we're back into the so you can hear I'm hitting that to get it to sort of stop and be percussive. So it's mostly on the A, and then there's the C, G, and then back to the A. So just to get a feel for this, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 refrains and 2 verses. We're not going to go through the whole song. We're just going to do a bit of this because it is a long song, but this is just to give us a bit of a feel for it. So we'll do the first refrain, verse, and then the third.
And we're going to speed it up in the third refrain.
We're going to, on the third
We're
refrain,
going to speed it up to tempo.
we're going to bring it up to tempo so you can get a feel for that, and that's where
And we're going to repeat that refrain 2 fois.
2 fois.
2 times.
2 times.
Encore.
Encore, yeah. Yeah,
All right?
no drum.
So how fast do you want it?
Yeah, that's good.
1, 2, 1, 2. Là le bon vent, là le joli vent, là le bon vent, mamie m'appelle, là le bon vent, là le joli vent, là le bon vent, mamie m'attend. Derrière chez nous, il y a une étang. Derrière chez nous, il y a une étang. Il n'est pas large comme il est grand. Wouh! Au vent, là le joli vent, là le bon vent, mamie m'appelle, là le bon vent, là le joli vent, là le bon vent, mamie m'attend. 3 beaux canards s'en vont baignant.
3 au canal s'en vont
compagnon, le fils du roi s'en va chanson. Yahoo! Là le bonbon, là le jolly bon, là le bonbon, mamie m'appelle. Là le bonbon, là le jolly bon, là le bonbon, mamie m'attend. Là le bonbon, là le jolly bon, là le bonbon, mamie m'appelle. Là le bonbon, là le jolly bon, là le bonbon, mamie m'attend.
Okay, how did you feel about that? Was that kind of fun to
That was
sort
fun.
of to play your instrument, like really get into it and have fun by moving it about and hitting the fretboard? I like playing that one, and I like the walk down.
Yes.
It's an easy walk down to do, and when you're doing that, you start off quiet, and you build, and it just builds. It's exciting.
We get so excited.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, next up, we have another finger workout for you at the hop. We did this one 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago at our jam? That was 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
At the dance party.
At the dance party, that's right.
Could you just refresh my mind, Mark, about what is this concert you're supposed to be turned to settings?
Talk amongst yourself. Be right back.
Is it just 9?
9, yeah.
Okay. It just doesn't sound
So I'll just mention that on the Bug website, Mark has posted all of the strings for the uBass and the notes that they represent as you work your way from the nut up toward the sound hole. So that's a very handy thing to print off and tape to your uBass. It helps me to remember what the strings are and where to find the root notes and stuff. So you might find that a very handy tip. And that's available on the Bug website. So you can print and tape it to the uBass and it won't hurt your uBass.
No, that's the way I learned how to play. I put it right on the edge here. I've still got it in my case there. I could put it back on if I needed it again, but I had it on there for years. And so I could just reference when I saw a C chord, I'd look down and say, oh, where's the C? Oh, there it is right there. And that's all I started off doing, just playing the root.
It's too much to tattoo on my arm, so I taped it to the uBass as well.
You know what sneaky Mark did? He turned off my uke.
No, I didn't. Just
He had it down at I checked with him. He had it down at he said level 3, and or 9 o'clock
said 9.
position. Yeah, but 9 o'clock anyway.
I was standing over here, and it was 9 o'clock for me, 3 o'clock for her.
So I haven't been able to hear my uke all night. I think it was sabotage. I think he just wanted the uBass to.
Is that what you think?
Yeah,
You sounded wonderful.
I've turned it up now.
Okay. At the hop, this one's going to give you a little bit more of a workout for your fingers. So, for the most part, what it's going to be is, again, we start on the root note. So we have the C. So we look at the opening there. C is our first chord. So we play C on the uBass, which is 3rd string, 3rd fret. Play that with your 3rd finger. Then the next note is going to be on D2, and use your index finger for that. So go to D2, and you can leave your index finger on D2 for playing all of this. So what I'm doing is I have my A3, D2, then I stretch my 3rd finger up to D5, and then you can slide up and slide back down. Or you can go, so you can either leave 3, D2, and then slide that up to the 5th fret, or, okay? Now with this one, what we're going to be doing is once we get up to that 5, 7, we're going to be repeating that. So it's C, then D2, D5, D7, D5, D7, D5, D2. So it's so you can either doing that slide. You can either do that slide from 5 to 7 to 5 to 7 to 5 to 2, or you can, once you walk up there, come up with your first finger onto the 5th fret, and then use your 3rd, and then back down to the 2, and there. The pattern is going to be the same when we go onto the G string, but we move onto the G chord, but we're going to move down onto the E3, which is okay. The A is a little bit different. We start on open A. Okay, so you'll have to look at the tab there and just see, try and get the feel for that, get it all under your finger. The F chord is the same 3rd fret, 2nd string. So there's a lot of work through here with doing the bass line. This is why when you're doing this one as a bass player, you don't sing. I can't sing and do this at the same time. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. Throughout the whole song, you'll see in that second line of tab down, you'll see it go C, A minor. That is only in the intro and the outro. That A minor does not show up anywhere else through the song. Now, the other thing I'll just mention to you, that give it a try using that whole try and do that routine, what you're seeing there in the tab written out there. Try and do that through the song. But Sharon, if you could scroll down to where the second page starts. I've put another tab there, optional pattern. After you've done a couple verses here, you might be getting a little tired and you need a little break before we get to a big instrumental that's coming up after the next tab that's down there lower. So what you can do is, instead of going up, just go 1, 2, just walk up there, and you're leaving your first finger on the 2nd fret. Stretch up with your 3rd finger, come back down to the second fret, and then to the C string. Can you all see what I'm doing there? So this will give you a bit of a break if you need it, or if you get lost at any point during the song and you're not sure if you're supposed to be up here doing that back and forth there, just so that pattern, you do 2 of those, you do 2 of these, 2, you do those 2 in the place of, okay, so 2 bars will take care of just doing that simple pattern. We'll take care of doing 2 bars of the more difficult one. So are we ready to give it a try?
Sure. This one is, we are doing it super, super duper slow because we want to give you a chance at these notes. Okay? Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. May the force be with you. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
F.
when you're chicken at the
C.
hop. Use the dance sensation that's sweeping the nation at the hop. Here we go. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop.
One bar of G. One bar of F.
Let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop, 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 hop. Where the jumping is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop, 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 hop. All the
One bar of G.
and the chicks can get
F,
their
one bar.
kicks at
Back to
the
the
hop.
C. 2 bars. Up.
Let's go. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on. Let's go to the hop.
Take it away,
Let's
Sue.
go.
Going up to the F. C. One bar of G with the simple pattern. Up and down, F. Simple. Back to the C.
Well, you can rock it, you can roll it, you can stomp and even stroll it at the hop, 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 hop. When the record starts to spin and you calypso when you're chicken at the hop, 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 hop. Do the dance sensation that is sweeping the nation at the hop. You can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop, 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 hop. Where the jumping is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop, 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 hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Woo! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on. Let's go to the hop. Ba, 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 ba.
A.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba,
F.
ba, ba. Good job, everybody!
So did your fingers get a good workout with that?
That was a good one.
Yeah. It's actually, you probably got more of a workout doing it slowly than if you did it fast. It would probably be easier, but you have to be able to get
Do the first verse fast. Just the first verse. So Sharon, just go back to the first verse, if you would.
this would be somewhere around like that.
First verse of At the Hop.
No, I won't do the drum. You just start singing.
Okay. And I'm not going to do ba ba ba, so just go down to the normal part, because I want to see their fingers fly. Here we
See the
go.
smoke coming off your fingers out there, folks.
We're just going to go right into the first verse. Do it, Mark. Drum machine.
Well, I don't know what the tempo.
Oh, okay.
What tempo do you want? Do you want?
Let's just go.
Yeah.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Well, you can rock it, you can roll it, you can stomp and even stroll it at the hop. When the record starts spinning, Calypso when you chicken at the hop. It's a dance sensation that's sweeping the nation at the hop. Here we go. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Woo! Okay, that's it.
Anyway, it's sometimes it is easier to play some of these songs faster than it is to do it
is.
slow.
That was very fun.
And I swear the metronome, it's really, really good to practice with the metronome, but I swear sometimes it slows down. You feel like that, right? You're playing along, you think, surely it slowed down, but the metronome does not slow down.
You speed up.
Which song's next?
Walk right in. Okay, the format for this one is a little bit different. First off, I'll mention, you'll see in the upper right hand corner it says uBass, second position. What I mean by that is instead of playing the low notes, like if we have a G, instead of playing it on the 4th string 3rd fret, E3, we play it up on D5 or G open. So we have a higher, so it's a second position, playing up in the higher, like an octave above, or one of the higher octaves that we can play on the bass. So we've got some where we have walk right in, sit right down. So that's all first position. That's all low. But what we want to do is we want to play it up a little higher. Walk right in, sit right down. So you can hear that I'm, instead of sit right down, instead of playing down that octave lower, we're going to play it up a little bit higher. And Sue's going to sing it up even higher than that, right? She's going to sing it up here.
I'll try. It's not in my key.
I threw this one in at the last minute.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a different format that I've laid out here. This is not written out in tablature. What I've written out is the notes that we're going to be playing. So to start off there, we have a walk up. We start on the D, E, F, G. So this is where it helps if you get to know where the notes are on your instrument.
What are those notes again, Mark?
D, E, F sharp, G.
Okay, thank you.
I wasn't looking, I was reading up there. There, is that better for you?
That is.
Okay. So when you're looking at this, you're going to want to have an idea of where your notes are. When we have that sit right down, that starts on a G, so that would be D5, F sharp, F, and then E7, so it's an E, we're playing an E. Daddy, let your hair roll down, we go to an A7, so you're on the E, which is the 2nd string, 2nd fret. You can just lay your finger down and you can play the G string 2nd fret, and that gives you your A. And then let your mind roll on, D open, mind roll on, and then G on the D5. The B flat, B, G, E, D, we're going to be on the G string, 4th string. string. 4, 3, 4, open, D, 2, E, that gives us the E, and then open D. So that is the... So by reading what you've got there, you have to have an inkling as to where the notes are for the, where the position is for the notes that we're going to be playing. So again, we're going to be doing this slowly, so it's going to give you a chance to look at that. But there are several places there. We've got several different run-ups and run-downs. So the most common ones to get your fingers around that is that first, that D, E, F sharp going into a G. So that's all done on the second string, the D string, D, E, F sharp. So open, 2, 4, 5. That gives you that walk up. That at the end of that, the second line there, you get that, we already talked about that B, B flat, B, G, E, D. And the other one is sit right down. So we have a G, F sharp, F, E. And again, that's on the second string, on the 5th fret, 4th fret, F for the 3rd fret, E for the 2nd fret. So it's a little bit different. We'll give it a try and see how we do with this. And we're doing this one slowly. Again, we have the drum here just to give us a bit of a metronome.
One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Do you want to lose your mind? Walk right in, sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on.
Okay, I just want to make sure, is everybody okay? Are you able to follow along with this? Is it working for you? Are you able to get a feel for what you're doing there? Yeah, I see a couple of heads nodding. So I see somebody going, "Oh, Jim, I'm not too sure about this."
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to go slower?
Any questions? Anything that?
Do you want to go slower so that it makes it easier to read those notes and find your position?
Anybody?
Anybody? Okay. Well, we'll carry on then. We'll carry on at the same speed then. I just want to make sure everybody's doing okay here.
Third verse.
Third verse.
1,
2, 3.
Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, let your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, let your hair hang down. Everybody's talking about a new way of walking. Do you want to lose your mind? Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, let your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on.
let your mind roll on. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Okay, so that was probably a little more difficult to read that, because what is important that you know what your what the notes are that you are playing. So
It makes sense though. It just needs some practice.
the other thing too that helps is you'll see that there's an F sharp in here. We have an F and an F sharp, but with this we're playing in the, I believe this is in the key of G, right?
Right?
There's an F sharp, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's something good to realize too, that when you begin to know your keys, then you know how many sharps and flats are in there. If it's a key of G, it's got an F sharp in it. If it's a key of D, it's got an
An F sharp and a C sharp.
F sharp and a C sharp. Yeah.
If it's A, it's three sharps,
Yeah.
F, C, and G.
So if you get to know your keys, and then you'll have a better idea as to what notes you should be playing, and it makes this a little bit easier.
And an easy way to learn about your keys too is to go on the Bug website and go on the tips and help page, go to the Circle of Fifths. I think you put your bass ukuleles
Yes.
in there. Go to the Circle of Fifths explained post on the Bug website on the tips and help page, and you'll see you can go as deep and as advanced as you want, but there's also some very simple Mark has posted a thing there that's very useful to bass, which shows all the notes of the scale, right?
In each key, each major key.
So you never have to guess.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one more song. We're right on schedule. We plan to go to 8:15.
Woohoo!
We're at 8:13, and we've got one more song. Now, there's a bit of explanation that goes with this one, so
I'll sit down.
yeah, you might as well sit down. Again, this song is in 2/4 time, so there's 2 beats per bar. But for the bass player, we're going to be adding. Oh, wait a sec. No, you've changed the time signature on this one, didn't you? Did we?
I did.
Oh, so my notes are old.
What?
I've got my old sheet here.
Oh, no.
Okay. Sue redid Lady Madonna yesterday or the day before for the Bug event binder and the Beatles binder and the website. And she's changed it from 2/4 time to 4/4 time, which is fine.
He knew it.
I knew, yeah.
He has the arrangement.
So anyway, 4 beats to the bar for the bass players. For the verses, that means we have 8 beats that are going in there. We have to fit 8 beats in there. So we're going to be doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that's what the bass players are going to be doing. The colors. I've added colors to this one just so that it'll help you recognize where you're going to be playing this this riff. So the yellow, highlighted yellow, is just on that first bar there. So the ukuleles are playing 2 downstrokes on A, 2 downstrokes on D, 2 on A, 2 on D. Bass players are going to be going. Okay? And then we repeat it. And then we get to the second line, and it's slightly different. Starts off the same, but that's where the blue highlight comes in there. It shows you which line, what tab you should be playing on that line. So it's going to go, and then we go to the D. So it's a slightly different walk up. So the first part is. Then we get into the verse. Lady Madonna, we play the yellow on that line. Wonder How You Manage, we play the blue tab. And then we alternate back to the yellow and then to the blue. The next section in there, if we can just scroll up a bit, please, Sharon. Isn't she wonderful doing this?
She is wonderful.
Now, you see that there's no color there. What we're doing there, we're walking down. We start on the 7th fret on the G chord, on the G string. So we're doing Friday night. So we're just walking down. 5, 7, 4, 2, 0 to the D string, 3, 2, 1, back to the G string, 5, 5, 4, 2, 0, walk back up, 2, 4, 5, all the way up to the 9th fret, and then come back down to the 7 and walk down again. And then the C, 3rd string, 3rd fret, C, and then E minor 7, we go to the D2. B minor 7 is to the A2, so it's like the root, and then back to the E. And then we start all over again. So basically that is the whole song. You're just playing those yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, and then we do that walk down, walk down and back up, walk down, and then decorate it with the C's a bit. And basically that's it. The only other difference is at the very end, it's slightly different. The ending does stop. We have that walk down, and we walk. Oops. Oh, Sharon, yeah, right to the end. Sorry, there we are. Oh yeah, right, we're not. Sorry, I thought we were, yeah. At the end here, again, play the yellow for the first line, and then the blue for the second line. So those are on the tab above the words is what we're playing on where the words are. The tab above the outro, the last 2 lines in there, are slightly different. So that when we get to the end of their wonder, what is it? Wonder how you managed to make. So we come up to the 5, 5, 7, and then immediately drop down to the A open. And then that leads us into the outro, which is bum 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 bum, and that's the end of the song. So it's just slightly different at the end there. You can see that the as you're walking up that 0 0 4 4 0 0 2 2 3 3 5 5 7, which is an A note, drop down to a low A note, and that gives us our bum 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 bum. Okay. Again, we're going to do this all slowly, and hopefully we won't have any problems with this. So let me just. Hopefully I won't have.
That's what we say before every song.
Yes.
But you know what? It's all good fun.
It's all good fun.
We're just friends here, right?
Right.
It's just, you're in our kitchen. We're just together. You're comfy.
So we did do this one 2 months ago at the bass workshop. We just touched on it. We gave you a little bit of an introduction. So maybe you've all been practicing for the past 2 months and you've all got it underneath your fingers. If that's the case, then let me know and we'll speed it up. We'll put it up to regular speed. So, but we're gonna do it slow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Lady Madonna, children at your feet, wonder how you manage to make ends meet. Who finds the money when you pay the rent? Did you think that money was heaven sent? Friday night arrives without a suitcase, Sunday morning creeping like a nun. Monday's child has learned to tie his bootlace. See how they run. Lady Madonna
his place.
I jumped ahead. I jumped ahead.
I mean, if we were performing, right, we'd carry on.
Yeah.
But you're hearing notes that you shouldn't
Yeah.
be hearing.
I apologize for that. I looked up and I went to page 3 on my book here.
Oh,
I gotta look at what's on the screen. Here we go.
okay. So we're going just before the last bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Right before the last bridge.
I apologize.
Okay? Here we go.
Give some a break.
Yeah. We can all use a break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lady Madonna, lying on the bed. Listen to the music playing in your head. Tuesday afternoon is never ending. Wednesday morning papers didn't come. Thursday night your stockings needed mending. See how they run. Lady Madonna, children at your feet. Wonder how you manage to make ends meet.
Well, I hope you didn't make the same mistake I did. I skipped over. Well, no, you couldn't make the same mistake because you were looking at the screen and I wasn't.
You were just testing us to see if we noticed, that's all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Does anybody want to do
Any of those over?
any of
any part
those
of
over to try it one more time of any of the songs that we've done tonight?
that? Is there anything you'd like to?
Or try anything up to more speed or whatever you want? Anybody?
Anybody?
Or any questions?
Lots of practicing to do.
Okay, well, if there's no questions and if nobody wants to go over anything, any parts, then thank you all for coming out and joining us. And hope you learned something and had some fun.
Fantastic.
And
Thank you so much.
you're
Thanks for
welcome.
doing it, guys.
You're welcome. You're
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Bonnie. Bye, everybody.
welcome. Bye, Terry.
Bye.
Bye, Paul.